Good morning and welcome to the User Experience Design Mid-Fidelity Outcomes for Google's Neighbourly app. My name is Gemma and I will be presenting for you today. Today we'll cover the problem, solution proposal and the next steps for the project. Imagine you've moved to a new neighbourhood and you have been away or disengaged from your neighbours. How do you connect with them, particularly if you don't have any incidental hellos? Will this form the hunch and development of the problem statement? How might we connect hyperlocally in an easy, rewarding and community building way, with emphasis on neighbourhoods? To explore this problem space, the following methods were used to conduct early quantitative research: a typeform survey and a Twitter poll. Additionally, personas were developed and a benchmark review on competing platforms was also conducted. A benchmark review was conducted of competing platforms, which included Nextdoor, Good Karma Network, and Meetup. They were measured in the areas of customization, features, performance, privacy, quality experience, and socialization, with Nextdoor being most similar to Neighbourly. This platform allows you to somewhat customize your experience and performance and share information of interest within the neighbourhood. From this, quantitative research via the online survey and Twitter poll was conducted. From the results, 69% of people were more attracted to their location than the people. Yet they were highly likely to start a conversation, with over 40% saying that they would engage with their neighbours for friendship. One of the main findings was that overall 75% of people who responded said they were likely to extremely likely to start a conversation with their neighbours. From this, user stories were created. They included a new mum, a university student, active senior, and career hustler. From this, user stories were created. Qualitative research interviews were then conducted with 4 people. From the 4 interviews with Betty, James, Shana, and Christy, once synthesized, the following themes and insights were found. And here's an example of the Trello board synthesis. Now, from the synthesis of the research, the following recommendations were determined, and they were to limit the amount of sign up to make it easy and verified, provide customization on sign up, privacy needs to be acknowledged, explore and display mutual benefit, and allow for a quick and easy exchange. So from this, a Crazy 8 exercise was then run and various ideas were developed. The synthesis and preparation for ideation, that process did have the following assumptions. These assumptions will need to be tested with further testing beyond the mid-fidelity prototype. Now from this, the following solutions were developed and prioritized, and here you can see the various outcomes and then plotted on a matrix here. The chosen solution was Tinder for Neighbours without the romance, which allows users to rapidly connect with people in their neighbourhood. That's easy, rewarding, and really promotes community building. To develop the lo-fi prototype, the following user flow was confirmed. Here you can see the user flow is an app-based sign-up to connect and engage with people in the neighbourhood. Usability testing was then conducted via 4 interviews, and here's an example of the lo-fi prototype. The goals were to select a neighbour to connect with, start a chat with that person, and explore the community activities and add an event to your feed. I'll now talk through the insights of the lo-fi testing. With the home screen, there was some confusion around language. In terms of the profile setup, there was limited preferences and options to really detail where you're located, which really aligns with the premise of the app. So that rather needed to be updated for the mid-fidelity prototype. When you sign in, you launch straight into getting to know your neighbours. One of the insights was that they wanted to really see their profile set up before they launched into that, to give them some context of how they would then interact with the app. In terms of the neighbourhood profiles, because it did have the swipe, Tinder-like swipe, that was confusing to users, and so the idea to modify that and add some sort of wayfinding would help the experience, what they meant, so it was a bit more clearer to users. Based on the findings of the lo-fi usability testing, refinements were then made to develop the mid-fi version. Here's an overview. In terms of refinements, we reordered the profile setup, more profile preferences, we had visual cues to sort through neighbors, and prompts to connect with neighbors, and we overall updated some of the language that we used as well. In terms of the next steps, we have a timeline and we have 4 main areas to focus on, which include refining the gamification element, so the neighborliness points, create a new user test, conduct more user testing with for the mid-fi prototype, and then go into the hi-fi development. Here's a brief overview of that timeline. And so we're aiming to complete the hi-fi and hand off to devs in October this year. So that's all we have time for today. I just want to say thank you so much, and if you have any further questions, please get in touch. You can find out more about the background of the project via the appendix, but thank you so much for your time.